Welcome to ways that we're going to input data into R. Well, the first way is if we're going to actually input raw data into R, and the other way is uploading a file into R. So these are the two things we're going to look at in this video. So the first problem looks at this. For the following data set, for the average number of eggs laid, please name the variable egg. And then we want to put in these data points of 37, 65, 69, 54, 93, 87, 89, 190. In R, the first thing we want to do is name our variable. So to put data in like this, I'm going to give the variable name. We're going to call it egg. And then I do a less than sign, a dash, C for concatenate, and I want to change this. It auto corrected for me. And I want to put in my data points. So I'm just going to copy and paste these data points right here. When I do that, I have to be careful. I need to make sure I put commas in between each of my data values. And now I have the code it takes to create the variable value egg and to put the values in for it. So I'm going to copy, and then I'm just going to paste it right into R. And then I'll hit enter. Now look what happened. My data set is now into R, and it has 9 values, and I have values for eggs. So now I could calculate something like the mean of this variable value egg. I could get a summary of the variable value egg. So the code for getting the mean, and I hit enter, and so the mean value of eggs is 76. So that's how you put into our variable values. Now let's look how we upload a file. Well, the first thing you're going to have to do in class is on Elms, I'll have a file. Download the file into either your desktop or places where you put your files so that you can find it. Once you have that Excel file, you're going to go into the import data up here, click the down arrow, and say we want to import from Excel. Now, if you do that, you might have to do an update. That's fine. Just go on and do your update. My RStudio updated. So then I now have a place where I can find my data set. So I go in here and I find my data set. So I have my data set in there and I hit import when I find it. And now I see I've got this input variable 1, because this is for learning how to input variables. And that's my data set. And look, it has 10 observation for 3 variables. So in this data set, I have 3 different variables, and each of those variables have 10 observations each. So I could do a summary or something to that effect of this data set to see what those variables are if I wanted to look at it. So I could go and I could write summary, and I want summary of, and in there I wanted of input. And look, as I said, R helps us out. I don't have to do a whole lot of typing, and I put that in there. And what it's going to give me is there's a variable value called dosage in there, and there's the summary statistics, a variable value called duration, and there's the summary statistics. And then there's a variable called color, and it's got 10 values, and they're character values. Now we're going to input an R data set. So the first thing is you're going to download that R data set onto your computer somewhere. Whatever file, desktop, keep it in the downloads, whatever. I would say put everything from our class in a folder, but you can organize your computer as you wish. Now, how do you get it loaded into RStudio? You go up to the top here where you see File, and you want to open a file. You go into your files and you find that data set. So I've got some data sets here, and I could enter any of these that look like this or our workspace. So I can load up any of these. So I could load up Friends, let's say. So I double left click on Friends. Now it's not loads in yet because it's going to ask me if I want to load it into R, and I'm going to say yes. We see it in our global environment. And something to note, in the console section where we write our code, you'll see the code that would have uploaded or downloaded that data set into RStudio. So there is a way without using the drop downs to do it, but the drop downs are nice, and that's why the interface of RStudio is nice to work with. So this is inputting data into R that you'll need for our class. I'll help you with the code, and know that you can copy and paste what we have and put it right into R to get our data into R. Thanks for watching.